my dear students of class 12, welcome back to my geography class. Today in this video we will start with the practical work. Yes, from today we will start with the practical activities. So we will start with the chapter graphical representation of data. Now let us know, what do you mean by data? Data means numerical and quantitative measurement of geographical events, human activities and their interrelationship. We also call data as datum, that is quantitative information referred as data. So data is very important so that we can numerically and quantitatively we can understand the geographical events or human activities and also the interrelationship. Now what happens? We show the data in tabular format. We represent it in a tabular format. But when the data is represented in a graphical or in a diagrammatic form by transforming, how we have to transform the data through visual methods, that is by graph or by maps, that is referred as representation of data. Now why do we represent data through graphs or maps? Because it is easy to understand the patterns of population growth, their occupational structure, sex ratio, then age composition, other distribution like climatic patterns, rainfall, temperature, all can be easily understood by the representation of data through graphically or diagrammatically. So we can say that it is easy to understand and also it is easy to compare. Now there are some basic rules that we need to follow while drawing the graph, diagram and the maps. What are the basic rules? Let us see. First, we need to select a suitable method. Now there can be different themes. So there can be temperature, rainfall, productivity or electricity consumption. Now we need to select a proper method by which we need to represent the data, because the characteristic of data need to be suitably represented. How? By appropriate graphical method. So the data characteristic of the data, if a proper suitable method is not selected, then the actual purpose of constructing the graph will be not fulfilled, and also the characteristics of data cannot be suitably represented through the graphical method. So it is very important to first select a suitable method. Number 2 is selection of a suitable scale. Now after getting the data, we need to select a suitable scale. Scale is referred as a measure of data. Now we need to select such a scale which should represent all the data. The scale should not be too large, should not be too small. So the second step is selection of a suitable scale. Number 3 is design. In design, it includes a major part, that is title. After the diagram, we need to put title of every diagram. Suppose if you are doing a simple bar diagram, so we need to put a title, simple bar diagram showing rainfall in some parts. So we need to put a suitable diagram. We need to put a legend. We need to put a direction. So in design, it includes title, legend, direction. And all these are general rules which we should follow while drawing graph, diagram and maps. Now let us see that how many types of graphs and maps are there. Now let us see the question that in how many categories our maps and graphs are used to present the data. Now we can see in 3 categories they are used: one-dimensional, two-dimensional and three-dimensional diagram. One-dimensional diagram includes line graph, polygraph, bar diagram, histogram, X pyramid, two-dimensional pie diagram, rectangular diagram and three-dimensional diagrams such as cube and spherical diagrams. So in your syllabus we have line graph, polygraph, bar diagram, pie diagram, multiple bar diagram, we have compound bar diagram, we have composite bar diagram, which we will do one by one. Today we will start with the bar diagram or the simple bar diagram. It is one of the main important method, or we can say a most important method by which we can do the data handling in statistics. So we are going to start with the simple bar diagram. Let's get started then. Today our topic is simple bar diagram. Now what do you mean by a bar diagram? It represents a pictorial representation of the data by a series of bars or rectangles of uniform width, standing on the same horizontal or vertical baseline with equal spacing between the bars. So this is referred as the bar diagrams, where rectangles, or we can say that bars are drawn. The width of the bars are uniform, but the length may vary. But the width will be uniform. Now this is referred as a horizontal line and this is referred as a vertical line. Now the bar can be drawn both vertically and horizontally. The bars so these are the bars which are drawn horizontally, and these are the bars which are drawn vertically. So bars can be drawn both horizontally and vertically, and there should be equal spacing. That means the space between two bars should be equal. Each rectangle or bar represents only one numerical value of the data. Mainly, bar diagram represents discrete data. Now the length of the bars are proportional to measure of data. That means on the basis of the data, the length of the bar may differ. Now what is the purpose of the bar diagram? The purpose of the bar diagram is to easily sets of data between different groups can be compared. So easily we can compare between different sets of data. Also, what we can see that in the bar diagram, there are two axes. In one axis, we are showing the categories. In another axis, we are showing the discrete value. So it shows a relationship between these two axes. That means that here, suppose it is for a month, January. Here, if the bar is at this length and here the bar, that is a February, is at that length, that means we can differentiate easily that maybe in this month, suppose we are doing a bar diagram for rainfall. So maybe in this month, the amount of rainfall was low compared to this month. So we can easily show the relationship between the two axes, right? Now, let us know what are the uses and advantages or disadvantages of the simple bar diagram. Now, let us know about the advantages, disadvantages, and also about the uses of the bar diagram. Now, what are the uses of a bar diagram? A simple bar diagram. The use is to compare certain quantities. Frequency distribution table can be easily represented using bar charts. Also, we can easily represent the data like for rainfall. Mostly, we use a simple bar diagram to represent a data on rainfall or any other data which represents discrete data. Now, advantage. What are the advantages of a simple bar diagram? It shows each data category in a frequency distribution. Summarize a large number of data in a visual, easily interpretable form. That means visually a large number of data can be easily interpreted. Estimates can be made quickly. We can easily make the estimates and accurately it can be done. It is easy to understand. It is widely used and also easy to do it. Like when we are representing it, it is very easy to compute it and represent it. The data can be represented in a very easy manner. What are the disadvantages? Often requires additional explanation and can be easily manipulated to give false impression. So easily, if a point or if the data, if a point is removed or if a point is changed, if a value is changed, easily it will be manipulated. It will, the whole diagram will change and it will give a false impression. Now let us know a very common question that most of the time the examiners ask, what is the difference between a histogram and a bar diagram? Let us know that. Now the most common question that is asked by the external, that what is the difference between a histogram and a bar diagram? You can see these are the diagrams of histogram and bar. Now in histogram, as you can see that here it is showing the distribution of variables, but here we can easily compare the variables. Here each column represents a group defined by a continuous quantity variable. That means we can say histogram depicts continuous data, and see the bars are joined together, and here the bar in the bar graph, it represents a group but defined by a categorical variable. So here we can say that a bar diagram depicts discrete data, and there is equal space between the bars, but here there is no space between the bars. It is used to show the distribution of variables, but here we can easily compare the variables. Now let us see the steps by which we can plot the bar diagram. Now let us see how to represent the simple bar diagram, how to draw it. There is a question, construct a simple bar diagram to represent the rainfall data of Thiruvananthapuram. Here the data has been provided. There are 12 months, and on the basis of the months, the rainfall in centimeter has been provided. So what is the first step? The first step is to arrange the data into either ascending or a descending order. And now see which is the highest value and which is the lowest value. So as I can see here, the highest value is 35.6 and the lowest value is 2.1. Now on the basis of this highest and lowest value, we have to take a scale, and on the basis of the scale, the graph will be drawn. Now after that, we have to plot x-axis and y-axis. X-axis is a horizontal axis and y-axis is a vertical axis. Clear? So this is the x-axis, this is the y-axis. Now in the x-axis, we will represent the months. That means the x-axis will be divided into 12 months. So what will be the scale? It will be 1 centimeter each. Now here it will be divided into 12 months. That is 1 centimeter each. I am doing it roughly. So these are the 12 months: Jan, Feb, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November and December. Clear? So first we need to draw the x and the y axis. X is the horizontal and y is the vertical. Now after this, what we have to do? After plotting of the months, now we have to take the midpoint. Now 1 centimeter, the midpoint will be 0.5. So we have to take the midpoints. So plot the midpoints. Now in the y-axis, we have to plot the rainfall in centimeter. Now we have to take a scale. As I can see, the lowest is 2.1 and the highest is 35.6. So I can take a scale of 5 centimeter. That means 1 centimeter will represent 5 centimeter of rainfall. Right? That I can do. So it will be roughly, again I am doing 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. See, my highest is 35.6. So I can plot till 30, 35, 40, 45. Now what I will do? Now I will plot. How I will plot? I have taken the midpoint. On the basis of the midpoint, we are going to put a scale here, and the 0 will be here in this midpoint, and then we have to plot it. How we will plot it first? 2.3. So suppose after taking a scale, here it is 2.3 wrong. First, I will make a dot here, and as we said that in the bars, the width should be equal. So we will take 0.2 here, 0.2 here. We will join it, and this way the bar is drawn. Same 2.1, roughly 2.1 on the basis of midpoint. Here 0.2, here 0.2. Next 3.7. I'm doing it roughly. .6. See, this is 10. Something around like this point. So this way the bars will be drawn. After the completion of the drawing the bars, what we will do, in this way when we have completed drawing 12 bars, what we are supposed to do, we are supposed to mention the months here, the months, and here rainfall in centimeter. You can well understand that how easy the bar diagram is, and easily for immediate comparison we can easily use this method of bar diagram. Now if you have to draw 20.8 around like this, roughly, as I'm roughly drawing, so like this. So there should be, the width should be equal and the spacing should also be equal. Now as we have completed it, like this way we have to complete the drawing of the bars. After that we have to just rub this and make a box. Now we have to put the title, which I said is a very essential part of a graph. We have to write the title. What will be the title? Simple bar diagram. Showing, what it is showing? Rainfall. Rainfall in centimeter of Tiruvananthapuram. So you have to read the question properly so that you can write the heading. Now after that, what we have to do? We have to write the scale. X-axis 1 centimeter represents 1 month, and in y-axis 1 centimeter represents 5 centimeter of rainfall. So this is the scale which we need to write. We need to put the heading, and also we need to make one index. Just I will draw a bar and write bar. So this is the index. So this way we need to draw the simple bar diagram, and this is to be done on a plain paper, or it can be in a rule paper also. We can also compute the simple bar diagram with the help of a graph, which we will do in the next video. I hope so all of you understood the concept of bar diagram, its purpose, its uses, advantages, disadvantages, and how we need to construct a simple bar diagram just very easy steps we need to follow. We have to follow we have to follow some basic steps, and by which we can easily compute the simple bar diagram. So what we learned today, we learned about the simple bar diagram. That what is a bar diagram? We learned about the uses of bar diagram. We learned about the advantages, disadvantages. We learned about that when we are plotting a graph, what are the things that we need to follow, right? And also how to construct a simple bar diagram. So I hope all of you understood. Today in this video, we have only understood the concepts of bar diagram and the construction. We will start with a new topic in the next video. If you like my content, don't forget to hit the like button. If you are new to my channel, do subscribe and also click the bell icon for the notifications of my videos. And if you have any problem, any suggestion, you can comment in the comment box given below. Till then, take care, stay safe. Thank you.